Hey all, this video is not my normal travel video, but it is an important video that I hope you watch to the end. If I was to ask you about mass sterilization, forced labor, extreme torture, and up to 3 million people in concentration camps, would you think I'm talking about a time in history or current events? Well, this is happening today to the Uyghur people of China. This has been popping up on my newsfeed for the last 6 months or so, and I always thought it was just some form of propaganda. But after I've been looking into it more and more reports are popping up, this is an actual fact that there are people in concentration camps, and a lot of them have actually started to speak up. And there's more and more people coming out and talking about the horrific things that they experience in these concentration camps. The fact that I'm sitting here with the freedom to express my views on this matter on behalf of those who are being persecuted and cannot, then I feel obliged to speak up and raise awareness on this issue. So I hope that you watch this video to the end to see how you can help put a stop to this. Uyghurs are a people who live in the Xinjiang region of China. They are people whose land of East Turkestan was once annexed by the Chinese government in 1949. They are a Turkic Muslim people who speak different language and are ethnically different from the Han majority people of China. Reports now show that there are up to 3 million people in these so-called re-education centers in China. The government initially denied that these camps existed at all, and then later on, after overwhelming satellite images showed that there were people being trained off to these locations, and video footage came out showing people with their faces masked and locked up and thousands being trained to these locations, they couldn't deny that this existed, and then they said that it's a re-education center. Government officials are sent to live with people in their own households. People aren't able to express their faith openly. Historic mosques, which have been around for hundreds of years, are being bulldozed and replaced with other theme parks and just trying to remove their identity. On top of this, graveyards of the Uyghur people are being removed as well to add to this identity of theirs being erased. And so many more things that infringe upon one's human rights. Let's say I have family there. If I give them a call from New Zealand, just by me speaking to them, I'm putting them at risk of being put in concentration camps. That's how easily you can be put away and the reasons they use to put you into these camps. They are being sent to these concentration camps without trial and without any valid reason. Let me give you a few reasons as to how you would qualify for these mass incarceration camps. Growing a beard, fasting, speaking your native language, saying something ill about the government, eating halal food, and so many more basic human rights that you should have as an individual are being taken away and being used against you. This started with the government giving non-Uyghur people an incentive to move into this region. They gave them land that belonged to the Uyghur people, and on top of this, 1.2 million Han people have moved into the homes of the Uyghur population. And this usually happens when the father and the son have been locked away in these concentration camps, and it's so difficult for the women of the households because they have a strange man in their house that's not related to them, that's not friendly with them, and is literally there to watch their every move. And for this reason, a lot of stories have actually came out of the difficulties that the women have faced, and because of this reason, a lot of them have actually committed suicide as well. And this isn't the end of it. On top of this, they've got labor camps set up where they send these people to the camps for forced labor, and they send them to factories and to work for corporations, and they even offer the corporation guarantees that these batches of workers work well under pressure. And it just shows that the extreme stress they go through in these concentration camps so that they are ready for forced labor for these corporations. A lot of these corporations we actually see back in our countries here as well. And there's a long list, so this is the time to do your research around these concentration camps and see which companies who are in your locality are actually supporting this. The UN has actually classed this as genocide. Not a genocide where people are killed off all at once, but a genocide which gradually kills off a people based on their ethnicity and religious beliefs. Now, let's think about this for a moment. And the statement, never again, does that ring any bells for you? Mass sterilization, demonization of a people based on their religion, annexation of a land right before the so-called final solution started to take place. Prior to this, they had forced labor camps where people were sent in trains to a lot of these different locations throughout the lands. This is happening again in 2020, and the world is silent. So now as we come to the end of this video, you must be thinking after watching this video what you can do to help raise awareness and help put a stop to this happening. So you could share this video, you can do your own research, create your own video, and use your platform to raise awareness around this issue. To anyone watching, there's a link in the description for a petition if you can sign that. And also I'm going to type up a letter that you can just copy and paste and send it to your MPs and your governments of office and actually get them to take a stand, and hopefully we can put an end to this. Let's stand for the human rights of these people who are being oppressed for no fault of their own. Once again, I'm finding myself speaking more and more on these issues, and the reason is because I'm someone that likes to read up on a lot of history, and also for someone that enjoys traveling, I feel like I have to speak up on these matters when people are oppressed. Like, we go traveling to these places around the world and we learn about so many different communities, but then when it comes to communities being oppressed, we are silent. So for this reason, I'm using my platform to reach more people, and I'm hoping that this community of subscribers also is on that same mindset of when someone's being oppressed, that we actually stand up and we make some noise and try to make a difference. I do appreciate for anyone watching till the end of this video, and if you do have any suggestions or anything else that we could do to raise more awareness, just drop a comment below. Until next time guys, you have a good one.